This is the case study for Mod 14 Internet Use Violations. What I know, Miss Tate is a teacher at a local high school. It's a well-off school. Many parents and students have started to complain that her class is very difficult. It's tough for the kids to get good grades, and the parents think it's unfair. A lot of them want to have a perfect GPA and all of that type of high accolades type of deal. And Miss Tate has recently viewed a threatening post on social media. She is taking the threat very seriously and is fearful that she will be hurt or even worse. That is what I know. What I need to know is who made the post, whether it was parents or students. I'm guessing it was a student. I also need to know if Miss Tate is comfortable coming back to school during the investigation, or if we're going to have to find a long-term sub while we get everything figured out. We obviously want the students and Miss Tate to feel good about being in the building, and we would not want a teacher to feel threatened while she is educating our kids. The problem is that Miss Tate has been threatened by students, parents, or both on social media, and it is a very serious threat. The plan of action that I came up with is, number one, to contact the police. They'll be able to track who made the post. Once we get that figured out, we can figure out if it's a student or parent, have a meeting with them, make sure they understand they need to take threats seriously, and just because it's social media doesn't make it a fake thing. It's still very real. They need to watch what they're saying on the internet. Discipline the student, whether that's end school suspension, or if it's even worse, we'd have to go to the police for that type of discipline. And then if it's just what I think it is, and a kid being a kid saying something that he shouldn't have or she shouldn't have, we'd have a meeting with Miss Tate and the kid to get everyone on the same page, everyone understanding that threats are serious, and then afterwards probably talk to Miss Tate and make sure she feels comfortable about moving forward and getting back into the classroom. I would want this problem and solution to be as low-key as possible. Kids have a way of getting rumors going and making things a larger deal than it needs to be. I would want Miss Tate to continue to be a challenging teacher for the students. I think they're going to learn more from her than most teachers. Failing is okay, and the kids need to understand that failing's fine and threatening is not. They need to get over it, need to work a little harder, give effort, and make sure that Miss Tate is encouraged by her fellow teachers and the parents of students. I would promote her class being difficult and challenge the kids to step up and make sure they're working hard and getting good grades. And then again, we would want the solution, the problem, to be low key, but we would want the students to be aware that threats are taken seriously and they need to be careful about what they say to teachers, about teachers, and so on. The reflection, I felt like this was a combination of a couple things. Parents and students were blaming Miss Tapp for their own failures, their own lack of studying or hard work. And it also seemed like when Miss Tapp was given some redirection on how she could improve or adjust her curriculum, she didn't, which is okay if she has her reasons. Not that she deserves to be threatened for her difficult class, but she could make some adjustments if necessary. So that could be a combination of things. But it seems to me like the threat was just a kid being a kid, venting on social media, not thinking things through. And I think it would be not as huge deal as a real threat. Unresolved issue is I need to know if Ms. Tapp is an effective teacher or if the kids are not working hard, and that would take some review of her curriculum, maybe some observations of her class, and then help Ms. Tapp in any way to make some more adjustments for her kids to be successful. As far as integrity, the students and teachers were both kept first in this situation. We want them to all feel important, and we want Ms. Tapp to feel comfortable in school. We also want to take advantage of this time and teach kids that threats or bullying on social media is unacceptable and it should not happen. We didn't jump to conclusions or overreact. We just broke things down step by step and solved the cases as much as possible. The students were treated fair because I was giving them a chance to explain themselves. I was giving them the opportunity to say they didn't mean it. It was just a silly threat. And at the same time, I was able to make Ms. Tapp feel comfortable while teaching her class, and the kids were able to learn from this experience. We want all students to be successful. Grades are overrated in that situation. Sometimes kids need to get a poor grade if they're not working hard, just to understand that being successful takes a lot of work. It doesn't just take complaining that things are too difficult. And they also will learn from their failures every once in a while. And then at the same time, like I've said a few times, we want the kids to understand that what they say online is serious, and they need to be careful talking to other students or teachers.